Welcome to Ask Me Anything, featuring spiritual medium and psychotherapist Kellee White.
Hi, everybody. I'm spiritual medium Kellee White, and this is Ask Me Anything. So welcome to April 6, 2023. I'll tell you what, this has been a challenging week. Has everybody else had a challenging week? It's been something else. We've got so much astrology to talk about, and our animals. Are your animals going nuts too? Because we've got this amazing full moon, and it's just been a time. And it seems to me that everybody has had some extreme situation come up in their life, or two or three. It's just been one of those times, and April will be this way. So let me say hi to people. Hi, Kathleen. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Jackie. Looking forward to seeing you on the cruise to Alaska. That's going to be so fun. Hi, Deanie. Hi, Tina. Hi, Tom. What can be done for mental exhaustion, Jackie? Well, if I knew the answer to that, I think taking a break, not working, maybe turning everything off, so just be out in nature, sleep. I think that would do it. Hi, Tina. Hi, Joanne. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Benjamin. Hi, Mimi. Hi, Nancy. Hi, Renee Hansel. It's a great question, Renee. I'm going to answer that. I'm going to get to that. Hi, Frank. Hi, Wanda. So, hi, Dee Dee from Chicagoland. We also had some more tornadoes and everything not too far from us again. I tell you, this energy has been, well, like tornado energy, where just sweeping you right up. And it's hard to imagine some of the stories that I hear on a daily basis. It's hard to imagine what people go through in their life. And I'm really privileged and honored to be able to listen to the stories and to help in their lives in any which way I can. The human condition is something. And to be here on Earth during this period of time with great change coming on, and great change that we've already had, is you have to kind of be able to fly the seat of your pants often, right? And speaking of that, let me talk about this before I even get onto the astrology. So anybody that watched our show on Monday night, or Both Sides Now with James Van Praagh, we talked about death and dying. And we specifically were talking about what families go through, and specifically his sister, Lynn. So I just wanted everybody to know that the very next day, on Tuesday, Lynn passed away. So she passed away, and James and I were talking about it, and I said, gosh, right after our show? And he said he felt that the show had actually helped release her on some level, that there was a lot of family on the other side there waiting for her. And so she passed away. And although it was, it's hard, it's always hard on a family when this happens. He wanted everybody to know that he's actually going to the memorial, and the funeral actually and the memorial will be next week. So this Monday, we are not going to be doing a show live because James is going to be in New York at his sister's funeral. So I just wanted everybody to know what was going on in his life. It felt like he said he felt, a lot of energy around him during this period of time. So just wanted everybody to know that. Karen Sweeney says, hi, Kellee. It seems like the energy is so crazy these days that it makes you want to hide under the covers. Yes, I totally get that. Sometimes I think I should do that. It's a good idea. And you are 817, which is a 9 of clubs. And a 9 of clubs comes to complete something. So there were a lot, and I have a lot of good questions. Thank you guys, everybody, for writing all your questions, and they're so good. And I'm going to try to do as many readings as possible. But let me start with some astrology, because today is a really important full moon. I'm wearing pink because lately I've been in the pinkest of moods. I don't know why, but maybe because of spring. Pink reminds me of spring. I don't know. I just love it. And I'm wishing it's spring, although I just saw buds on our tree. So that's a really good sign here on the farm in Wisconsin. No snow. I have not seen any snow for a whole few days, and it's been just grand. So anyway, we have a full moon tonight. Now I'm talking about Vedic astrology. And I know when I post on social media, when I do an astrology post, I post it from the Vedic point of view. And there are lots of types of astrology. And of course, most people are familiar with Western astrology, and which has that the planets, stay the same. They're kind of fixed planets. And in Vedic astrology, the planets are exactly where they are in the sky at that moment. So I go with Vedic astrology. It's the only thing I've ever known my entire life. So that to me feels right for me. So when I talk about today's full moon, this full moon is in Virgo. Now I know in Western astrology they say Libra, but I'm talking about in Vedic astrology, it's in Virgo. If you take one of those little apps where you can go out and see where it is, it will show up as Virgo in the sky. And it's the nakshatra, or the celestial house. In Vedic astrology, we have nakshatras, which each nakshatra means something else. So you'll see Vedic astrology is really complicated. I'm trying to explain it the best way I can. It's complicated, and I've been doing it for 40 years. So it's in the nakshatra of Hasta. Hasta means selfless service. And Virgo is also the sign of service. So this full moon represents, it's a karma yoga, which is a really amazing thing. And it represents selfless action. And it's to be, performed for others. So for the benefit of others. And it means doing your best to help others, to serve others. And also it means this: please take time for circumspection. Like, go inside tonight. It's a perfect day to do this, perfect evening for this. Look at your life. Are you taking good action in your life? Are you, where do you want to see your life go? Because this moon brings a lot of blessings to it. And it's a really good time for working on your own health and also the well-being of others and the health of others. But if you look at your life for, is there something that you want to work on for health? This would be a great moon for that. And I mean mental health too, not just physical health, mental health. If you've been depressed, if you've been really sad, if you've been, anxious or something, this is a really good time to go inward. Meditation is wonderful for right now. And also, I know everybody's asked me about making moon water. I had a lot of questions about that. So tonight's moon is a great moon for putting your crystals out. Wash your crystals, maybe soak them in some Epsom salt or some kosher salt, and then rinse them off and put them out under this moon. It would be great. Great. Just pick them up in the morning. It would be so great for that. But also it's a great time to make moon water. And what you do with making moon water is you just simply fill a container with water. Use some good water and cover it. Okay. And set your intentions. Intentions are everything. I want this water for healing for myself, healing for others, healing, whatever it happens to be. But healing seems to be the buzzword for this. And then put it out. You could actually put it by a windowsill too. You don't have to put it outside, but you can put it by a windowsill or put it outside. And in the morning, just take it out and you'll have this water, and you can, use it to drink it. You can use it to water your plants. You could sage or clear your house with it. You could wash things with it. It's a nice way to use harness this kind of energy that comes in with this moon. So today is also the same day. So we've got the full moon. We also have Venus transiting into Taurus, and that goes until May 1st. So Venus is the planet of love. It's the planet of relationships. It's the planet of finances as well. And it's ruled by Taurus. And Taurus loves, relationships. So this is actually a really good time for finding new love in your life or improving your relationships. It's really good for that. And then today also, because it's a very heavily aspected day, most of it very good and some of it kind of intense. So Mercury, the quickest moving planet, conjuncts or is real close to at the same degree as Rahu. Rahu is the point in the sky that's malefic. It causes a lot of, difficulties. And so today would be a very difficult day to travel because Mercury is about traveling, and any planet that's conjunct another planet kind of blows the energy up. So I think that this would be a difficult day also to communicate. If you had to work with your, a boss or somebody, it would be probably not the best day to have a conversation with. But and today, finally, it's eclipse season. It really begins today, and the eclipse will be, depending on where you live, April 19th or April 20th. I think in Los Angeles it's April 19th, and I think in New York it'll be April 20th. It's that kind of a time thing. I'll have the exact times later and on my sites, I'm sure. But this eclipse is really, really powerful. And we'll be talking about this eclipse going forward. Probably every week I'll be talking about this, definitely. And also on approximately April 10th to approximately the 25th, Jupiter is in its last days of Pisces, and it's going to be moving into Aries. And during that period, it's called Gandanta. So we're going to see some out of control energy and floods, more floods, severe weathers, things like that. So we are so not out of the woods on really on anything right now, because these eclipses bring change. And the first eclipse is about forward thinking. It's about, this one drives us. It's got a restlessness energy to it because it's in Aries. The solar eclipse is in Aries. And it's a hybrid eclipse, which makes everything very unusual. It's a really unusual energy, but eclipses will move us forward. And we can expect a lot of changes in our life this beginning April, and then for probably the next 5 to 6 months, we're going to see some change. And it could bring change in leadership, in world leadership, because it's a pretty intense eclipse, it being in Aries. It emphasizes a lot of new beginnings, but it also brings a lot of changes too. So new beginnings bring change. Here we go with that. And also during this time with this eclipse, then I should say this, the next day after the eclipse, Jupiter actually transits into Aries also. So we've got an eclipse in Aries, we've got Jupiter transiting into Aries, and we have Mercury retrograde in Aries, and that happens on April 21st. So Aries is is ruled by Mars. It's a planet of war. It's intense. Just everybody, keep a cooler head. I think that's probably the best advice I can say. And also, one thing about Aries that does do for us is it pushes us forward. So if you've been sitting on your ass or, not sure what to do, this energy just kind of goes, oh, really? Boof. And next thing you know, you're off your ass and you're out and doing. So that's the kind of energy that this is. So we've got a lot to look forward this month. A lot of change is going to happen. And the other thing I do want to mention this is too, when Jupiter goes into Aries, and even before the energy, you can already start to feel the energy. Jupiter conjuncts Rahu. Rahu is that malefic planet that I was talking about. It's malefic. It causes all kinds of trouble. And Jupiter, when it's conjunct, it blows everything up next to it. So Aries and Jupiter will be quite expanded, the energy. And Jupiter is the spiritual guru, the spiritual teacher. Well, Rahu is the troublemaker. And so we might see things like priests getting busted, or spiritual people that they really are not getting busted, or I don't know, some really nefarious actions we could see coming up too. So what a month. I mean, I guess we're already all feeling this energy, but this is some month that we have going here. So let's see. I did want to answer a couple of questions. I've got a lot of questions here. So please just hold on a second. Deanie McAllister, let's get a message from your beloved husband. I'm going to be using these Talking to Heaven cards by James Van Praagh, and I love these cards. I think these cards are great cards to give messages. When I'm not doing just straight out mediumship, I think it's a great idea. I love these cards. So let's get you a card from your husband, Deanie, okay? I feel happy. I feel healthy and happy. So often on our loved ones, when they pass, they feel, if they had been in pain or if they had had a lot of illness, they feel so much better. They feel so much better. Once they're out of the body, they feel so much better. and understandably they do feel better. So, and I had a lot, this was an interesting question. So this is from Pashi Mekanza. And she said, how does a person know their totem? So I talk a lot about totems, and a totem, how do you know what is your totem? You would simply, what animal or what thing do you love? Like, I love tigers. I love tigers. I don't know why. I love tigers. I've always had a passion for tigers. I love seahorses. Like, certain things that just really get my attention. I love birds. So those are the kind of things when I talk about totems. If all of a sudden you start seeing one shows up in your dream, I had a platypus show up in my dream. I don't even know from platypus. And I had to literally research that and go, what is a platypus? What message am I getting? So pay attention to your dreams, because all of a sudden an animal will show up. I've had unicorns show up in my dreams, which I just did a unicorn totem for my Facebook page, because I think that any message you get. So how do you know your totem? They show up. You might be driving and an eagle lands in front of your, right in front of the car. An owl could show up. And I've told that story about seeing a big white owl. I told that recently. And these are huge messages. So they come to us, but it's also, and what is it that you love? Do you love cats? Do you love turtles? Anything that just really speaks to you is your totem, Absolutely. So thank you for that question. I love that question. I thought it was a really good one. And this is from Jody W. She says, she says, how does your astrological sign play with your card aspects? And she said, for example, are there fundamental differences between a Taurus who's a 6 of diamonds and a Leo who's a 6 of diamonds? Yes. So there are huge differences. So when I do these quick readings like this, I don't really go into the astrology of it. I just go right into the card because I don't have a lot of time. But in a personal reading, I always look at the card which tells me why they incarnated. And then I want to also then look at, did they come in with Taurus? And remember, my lens I use is Vedic astrology. So you might think you're a Taurus when actually you might be, in Aries, so or something else. So I don't know. I have to really look at, when I do a reading, I go right into depth with it. But great question, and yes, it does make a difference. So thank you for that question. I appreciate that question. Nancy J. Hi, good evening. I would love to get a message from my dad. And just for the record, Nancy, you are a 7 of clubs, 9/17. So that is releasing all negativity and spirituality. All 7s are come in to understand spirituality. But this is from your father. Life is a series of choices. Choose love. Okay, Nancy. And I suspect your dad was more philosophical. So when I get a card like this, it reminds me of somebody who's philosophical. It's really thought about life on a lot of different levels. So Renee Hounsel, beautiful blessings, Kelly. Hi, Renee, and everyone. Thank you, Renee. Blessings, please. Or question, Kelly. Does this full moon open the sacral chakra energy? Yes, lots of Kundalini energy today. It absolutely does. So the sacral chakra, the crown chakra, is always available for us. I always believe that it's open for everybody. And we have certain energies that can come in at all times for us, depending. And this energy, this full moon energy of being of service, I think it's very powerful energy, very powerful energy. And yes, it would help certainly to open that chakra, especially on a time like this. And also, I should say this, also during the solar eclipse, in India, they believe the solar eclipse is the best time to meditate, because you're meditating not for you at this moment, but for blessings in the future for you and your family. So there's a whole sacred art to the meditation when you're meditating during a full moon like today. It's the same thing, or this eclipse. And in India, the eclipses are so sacred. In fact, they actually don't go out of the house during the eclipse because the energy is so powerful. So thank you for that. I appreciate that. Hi, Wanda. Thank you for looking forward to my Thursday events. Hi, Frank. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. So let's see. Let us see. Here we go. Arlene Sue. Hi, Kelly. Could you pull a card for my sister? She's 81 and having surgery next week. Her birthday is 6/20. So let's talk about that. You bet. So 6/20 is a 10 of clubs, and 10 of clubs people are really smart. They have a brain that has a brain. They can calculate faster than words can come out. I mean, they're just so fast and they're so intuitive and they're wildly creative. We call them the teachers of the world. Often they're musicians, actresses, singers, dancers. They're so smart. But let's get you. I will pull a card for your. You know what? For your sister. Let's get a message from the guides. How's that? Let's do that. A message. If I can open the box. What happened? That seems odd. Well, I guess that seems very weird. Okay. Who knew I had a stubborn box? Here we go. Okay. This is from Messages from the Guides. Okay. And we will get your sister a card, Arlene. How's that? Your beliefs are right for you. So whatever her beliefs are, they really fit her well. And her surgery will be great. It'll be in the beginning it'll be a good surgery for her. Okay, I really feel good about that surgery. Boss Cat, also wondering if my father could be lingering around me in our home. He passed in 2014. I'm aware that you may not be able to answer this for me. Oh, I don't know if they linger. I wouldn't say that they would linger in your home, but that he would linger. But let's get a card from him. If he passed in 2014, I'm sure that he's around if you need him. I would say that. But let's get a card for you. Here we go. It says, remember me by the happy memories we created. So if you've been feeling his energy lately, it might be because, something about memories that you guys would have together here. So but thank you for that question. And I have some more questions. I have a lot of questions here. So now this is a good question. This is from Regina Joyce Clark. And she said last Monday, so James and I were talking about Earth at its lowest frequency in the universe. It's the planet that is of the lowest frequency because we still kill each other. And no place else on the universe do they do that. So the question is, so why keep Earth in the scheme of things? Why reincarnate here at all? What's the point? We aren't adding to the light of the universe where our kind of behavior and darkness does not exist. Please talk about this a bit. Why die and return to a place with so much low frequencies at work? So what I was told, Regina, is I have to laugh at that question because I'm sure that was me thinking that like over and over constantly. So that's why I was kind of giggling about it. When I first had my head injury and I had a traumatic brain injury, and when that happened, I started seeing things that I could not explain because my father was Jewish. And my mother was Southern Baptist. So I celebrated Passover and Easter, which I did yesterday, and Easter on Sunday. Still do. But what happened to me is I started seeing, one of the first things that I started seeing was Archangel Michael. I didn't know from angels, didn't, to be honest, know that any of this existed. And they exist. And he said to me that one of my missions here was to make heaven on earth, to recreate heaven on earth, making heaven on earth. And I believe that. And I believe that our souls come back here each time to learn big lessons to help. Now, it doesn't mean that we then, there's many schools of thoughts. Do we sign a contract that says we have to achieve a certain pace before we can leave the contract and go off in other galaxies and other planes of existence? And I happen to believe that true. I think that we all have a lot of karma to work on. And how do you work on karma the quickest? So we can get heaven on earth here. Be good and kind to each other. Be good, kind to yourself and to each other. And I think that really helps Earth a lot. So it's a long way of saying that Earth is very valuable, and the people here are very valuable. And souls have a lot of work to do to take care of themselves. And I believe that it's a loving God and loving ascended masters are all help us to try to make Earth better, to try to make us better, to grow. So that's my answer to that. So I hope that helps. Patricia Neely. Hi, Kellee. I just love you. Oh, thank you, Patricia. That's so sweet. Thank you for all those you help. So many changes in my life as well. Confused about my direction. May I have a card, please? Yes. So you're 5'10". So let me talk about May 10th, because we have the second eclipse comes, I think it's on May 5th. And I don't know why I didn't write that down, but I could swear it's May 5th. And that's going to be in Libra. So Aries and Libra eclipse. And your birthday comes right after that eclipse. So anybody whose birthday is like in this eclipse energy, which just begins today, all the way through, say, about May 10th, May 15th even, that energy is eclipse energy. And that means your life will change. So all eclipses are at different times in the year. And this is a time where it's eclipse season. Eclipses move us forward and propel us forward. So for everybody, but especially if your birthday is during that time and you're May 10th. So May 10th is a 9 of diamonds. So 9 of diamonds, here's the thing, Patricia, a 9 of diamonds comes to complete something. All nines, if you ever hear me say 9 of anything, 9 of diamonds comes to complete. And a 9 of diamonds is always, you will be giving and giving and giving forever. You might think, gosh, didn't I just like give you everything? Yes, you did. Keep going. Because a 9 of diamonds comes to give and give. We call it, surprise, the giver. It's all about giving and giving. And that's what your soul has come to do, honey. So I hope that helps you with some things here. Angel Light, do you offer full astrology readings? I currently do not. I do a combination, Angel. I'll tell you what I do. I do a combination of destiny readings. I throw some astrology in there, like some destiny, astrology, numerology, and I kind of throw, those are my wheelhouses that I kind of put together. So it's a little different. If I just did straight astrology, I honestly wouldn't have time to see as many people, because that's a real takes some time. It just takes time. So that's why I kind of go like this. I kind of like my approach. For me, it works because I'm so right-brained. I love to bring in everything. The kitchen sink works. Donna Smith, how do I know what card I am? So you are June 15th. June 15th is a 2 of diamonds. So 2 of diamonds is, and you would be a true Gemini if I look at June 15th, because Gemini really turns into Gemini about that day. So in Vedic astrology or Western astrology, you're a Gemini. So that's good to know. So June 15th is, as I just said, a 2 of diamonds. 2 of diamonds is really creative. Some of the most creative people I know are 2 of diamonds. They're just creative. I mean, they've got a great right brain, but they also love business. So, and they're also deeply spiritual. So it's a really good connection. I love 2 of diamonds. 2 of diamonds needs a partner in life. Usually in business, to help them. It's a 2. Anytime you say a 2, they need a partner. So I hope that helps, Donna. Hope that explains some things to you. Hi, Mark Brevard. How are you? Hi, Kellee. I'm having a medical procedure next week. I'm a little anxious. Can I get a card from Spirit? Oh, Mark. So I got chills. So I'm going to say this. Your mom's going to be right there. Your mom's going to be right there. And I just keep hearing from her, do not worry. I think that whatever the surgery is, Mark, I think it really helps and elevates and changes your life in a most positive way, particularly with music and your light. There's something, surgeries, and God knows I had a lot of them last year. They do something to our system on ways that we're not unaware. Often they bring in a lot of light. So just always remember that. But let me get you a card from your beloved mother, okay? And I have a really good feeling about that surgery, Mark. So don't worry. Please don't worry. Okay, get a picture. Your mom says don't be afraid. That is a good moment. Okay, so please don't be afraid. Okay, let me answer some other questions that people have written in here. And this is from Sherry Craft. She said, when I use the destiny cards, she's talking about, she wanted me to explain basically that there are different cards that I use. Yes. So with the destiny cards, you get 4 cards, but I'm just going to talk about 2, Sherry, for right now. There's so many, it's like an astrology system. So the destiny cards is like an astrology system in itself. And I've been doing that for, oh golly, I don't even know, 25 years, I think it's been. But it's a system that uses a birth card, so like a sun card, and a rising card. Like in astrology, we have the rising. And so in each one influences enough. So when I look at somebody's chart, I'm looking at why they incarnated, what's the sun card, basically, who are they? And then I look at, the rising, what influences their life in this lifetime. So it has a lot to do with all of that. But thank you, Sherry, for that. And this is from Luann Ford. And this is a good one. This is really interesting. She said, what would it mean if during a dream your phone rings? Okay. So in a dream, your phone rings and it's someone you don't speak to because they are a narcissist. The phone was not answered in the dream. However, I'm wondering what the meaning of this could be. So Luann, it's your dream, and somebody is, it was your dream, honey. So, and yes, the person that's calling you is a narcissist. So I would say, if I put my dream lens on, and if you're every part of the dream, what part of you has to deal with that energy of that person, or that it's not even almost about the person. It's about getting really straight on who that person is, dealing with whatever energy is there with that person. Okay, it's a message from yourself because it was your dream and you're every part of that dream. And I understand that that person was a narcissist. Does that mean that you need to set boundaries? Is that your subconscious telling you to set boundaries with this person? Okay, it's a great dream, and thank you, thank you, thank you. Angela Gulla. Hi, Angela. Hi, Kelly. I see 1111 a lot lately. Just wanted your thoughts on that. Thank you. If you have any messages for me too, that would be great. Okay, so Angela, when anybody sees 1111, my belief is that before we incarnated, we put certain numbers almost programmed for this time period for us to wake up. So 1111 or 111 is all about waking up, starting to go into a spiritual zone, spiritual life, starting to pay attention to signs, and knowing that your soul is here for a reason. You've got a reason. It starts to wake you up spiritually. So you start thinking spiritual thoughts as opposed to kind of the lower realm thoughts. You start thinking, oh, there's something else out there. So this is great that you're seeing the 111, 111. It's great. So thank you for that. Hi, Rita, hand waving pink. Hi, Rita. How are you doing, my friend? Let me get you a card, Rita, from the other side. How's that, Rita? I'm going to get you a card. I am here helping you. I am here helping you. So I know you have your loved one on the side watching you and helping you. And I think, Rita, if I'm not mistaken, I think you said you were going to be going to Alaska with us, which is going to be fantastic. So we're really excited about our Alaska trip. And James and I have kind of buttoned down a lot of things. So it's going to be really fun. I'm so excited about that. Hi, Tracy Hazen Singletary. Hi. Hi there. Nice to see you. Oh, Patty Weeks, you're going to be on the cruise too. How fun is that going to be? Hi, Deborah Weaver. Hi, everybody. Okay, so let me ask. I've got some other questions here. Okay, yes, Kim Ann Snodgrass, thanks for asking this question. She said, is there any significance to Passover and the full moon occurring at the same time? I believe so. And with Easter coming up and Good Friday tomorrow. I mean, wow, what a powerful sacred week. What a sacred week. And the full moon really emphasizes this full moon, this pink full moon. They call it a pink full moon. This emphasizes helping others, being of service to others. I mean, to me, when, I love the Passover Seder. We didn't have one here yesterday, although I did make matzo ball soup. And then Sunday I get to go to my sister-in-law's home, which is wonderful, to go for Easter, which I love that too. I mean, I love the sacred time of it. And I think this full moon adds to the sacredness of it. So thank you for that. And this is from Patty Paulson. Any messages from your guides and or your mother or father? So let's get a card from the other side for you, Patty, because I think that's important here. Let's go like this. Oh, they are learning over there. If you can see that, they are learning over there, which is really great. And that's what often on the other side, there's so many things to do. There's so much learning and just, getting togethers. And it's a really, it's just amazing from what I have seen on the other side and what the other souls tell me about the other side of being there. And Mitzi Carruthers, hi Mitzi, and I know you are in, I think, Zimbabwe. I'm pretty sure, but I might have that wrong. But if it's not, it's pretty close. And let's get you a message from your mother. And it is, although you may not understand it now, everything happens for a reason. So that's a great card. Everything happens for a reason. And I said that to somebody today. So thank you for this card. Thank you. I actually said this to somebody today who had great loss. And you may not understand it at all at this moment, because you can't when a bomb just goes off, when you have sudden loss. And there's no way I could say as a medium in good any consciousness, oh, there's a reason for this. I just can't go there because the person is no way capable of hearing that. Do I believe that there's a reason for everything? Of course, I actually do. But not in the moment of great trauma that people have. And there's been a lot of sudden loss. Don and I are both doing, believe it or not, different funerals on the same day on Saturday. So we've had a lot of loss. I mean, just incredible loss. Hard to fathom. Hi, Linda. Hi, Bernadette. So Discamp Dawn, you mentioned that April 21st was a significant date in Vedic astrology. That is the date my son is getting married. What does that mean for him? Whoa, wow. Okay. So he's getting married. That's amazing. That's amazing. So there's so much going on that day. So like I said before, that the eclipse is either the 19th or 20th. So he's getting married literally on the, within 24 hours basically of an eclipse. That's like life-changing, right? But getting married is life-changing, so that's a big one right there. Also, Mercury goes retrograde on that day. So here's the thing, if things don't go off the way it's planned, you gotta, roll with the punches on everything. Oh, okay, now we're going to make a change over here. Travel will be challenging, way challenging that week, because Mercury goes retrograde now and for 3 weeks. It's not easy when Mercury goes retrograde. And this particular Mercury retrograde makes it even more challenging for so many different reasons. It's in Aries. And also, additionally, I forgot about this, transiting. So Mars will be in Gemini and Mercury will be in Aries. And so that is actually where they exchange houses. So that makes everything very intense. So that period of time is going to be kind of intense. Also, there's Jupiter, the very next day on 22nd, moves after 1 year. Every year it moves one to the next sign, and in Vedic astrology it's going into Aries that day. So a lot going on that day, but just, I would say, have the time of your life, really. I'm sure everything will be how it's going to be. I bet it's going to be beautiful. So there you go. Kim Ann, you're baking sourdough crumb cake. Wow, how great is that? I think that's so great. Jody, you just got out of a tornado watch? God, we've had so many of those, and that's this extreme weather. And when we get to the Gandanta from about the 10th, which is like next week, Monday, for like several days, we're going to see even more extreme weather. Okay, Joe Sunderledge. Hi, Joe. Hi, now that I have the Vedic astrology book you suggested, how do I blend the elements of both Leo and Virgo? I'm 9/5. I'm finding it all interesting. So so this is why I do the destiny. Flat out, you're a 6 of diamonds, but you're a Leo 6 of diamonds. So 6 of diamonds is balance, fairness, financial responsibility. So I know in this life, Joe, that you would have bared a lot of financial responsibility in a lot of things. But in Vedic astrology, you are a Virgo. I'm sorry, you are a Leo. It doesn't change until about the 14th or 15th of September. where it goes into Virgo. And so you just have to start finding the elements that fit you. My cousin also believes that she's a Virgo. I'm telling you, she's a Leo. My husband is also right a couple days after that. I know he thinks he's a Virgo, Leo. I mean, I could go on and on and on. But if you respond better to the Virgo, because that's what you've been, conditioned to believe all that time, and it makes sense. You might be very organized. You might have some of those organizational things that they do. I always laughed because I'm actually a true Virgo on September 20th in Vedic astrology or in Western astrology. And I always thought that was so funny because I was always a mess. I was never organized. I mean, it was like, and I'm a real Virgo? I could never understand that, make any sense of it. Elizabeth Preston, the horses have been a bit energetic and we went for a fun ride on Monday. So Elizabeth, thank you for bringing that up. So let's talk about that. And it's funny, I had mentioned today about horses. I was talking to somebody a lot about horses today. So all animals right now are on some sort of skittish thing. And I'm telling you, they're picking up the energy, because right before we went on air, Renee, our producer, was telling me about his dogs and waking him up at 3 a.m. and kind of just staring at him. And we've had all kinds of things with Otis and Charlotte and the energy going about right now. So there's definitely a thing about this period with animals. So there you go. So let's see. Okay, Dawn Bettina Rosen. She said, "Hi, Kellee. Glad to be here. Love your show. Thank you. I have a question. Since there is no time on the other side, does our immortal soul already know our future, and can we tune into that? Yes. Yes. So I actually wrote a post on the higher self. We're going to call this, for just the sake of, to just make it a little easier, our lower self is here on earth, and our higher self, the 80% of us or 70% of us is on the other side, our higher self. Our higher self knows exactly what our mission here is. Our higher self knows exactly what our mission is, period, of what we're learning, how we're advancing, and we have all the answers. So yes, we have spirit guides. Yes, we have ascended masters. Yes, we have totems. We have all these things to give us signs. But in actuality, our higher self knows all the answers. And we know exactly, if we could literally still that voice and go into a deep meditation, you will have the answers that you need, because you will already know them, and it will know your future too. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you for that question. Janet Sanchez. Hi, Kellee. Anything from my mom, dad, or sister who passed? Well, let's see, honey. Let's get you a card, of course. By the way, your loved ones are always around, always around, always around. Here we go. I am learning over here. Another learning one. So I think maybe the messages right now, especially during this really holy week, just know this. They're all, as they learn and grow, often you'll find that you will be receiving more messages as they're learning and growing on that side, that, they will come and give you some amazing messages of things. Hi, Charlene. Yeah, we're sorry to hear about Lynn passing away too. That's so true. So let's see. Okay, let's see. Ann Gab, please tell me something good. My son's ex is making a concerted effort to alienate the kids, ages 9 and 14, and it's heartbreaking. Karma, messed up soul contract. My birthday is 3/14 and my son is 7/14. I think that's a great question. I deal a lot with this, and they're just souls that are just not very advanced. And they have a lot to learn. And so, you want to put a lot of light around the kids. You always want to be there for the children when something like this happens. You'll always, and when there's somebody that alienates somebody else with the kids, you kind of have to always make sure that the kids know how loved they are. Okay. Because they will see later on what was going on. And is it a messed up soul contract? I think that it's just a messed up person. This earth has a lot of challenging aspects, and the children would have chosen these parents, and you have to remember that, but yet still be there for them if you possibly can. Never turn your back on them. Always make sure that you're there for them. And you are 3/14, and March 14th is a 9 of diamonds, somebody that's to give and give and give. That's what I was saying. And your son is July 14, and July 14 is an ace of diamonds. So he comes to learn about love in this and what love is not. So often when we come to learn about love, we also have to know what love is not. And so he's clearly learned this, but there's definitely some karma between this. I mean, huge, 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 huge. So just know that. So Daniel Curtin. Hey, Kellee, you are gorgeous. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. 1014 would love a mini reading. Would love to know if my cousin who passed a couple of months ago is ready to communicate. I was working with somebody today whose brother had passed a month ago. And he was a pretty good communicator, I have to say. So I would wait, 2 months is good. I think 1 is a bit early, except that sometimes the people are in so much pain. It's really hard. I did not want a reading. I was so after my mom passed. And by the way, it'll be tomorrow is 5 years that my mother passed away. And I can tell you I'm healed from it. A few months ago, something happened. Oh no, it was like a month ago. My cousin died, and I still wanted to pick up the phone and call my mom and tell her. Is that the weirdest thing? I'll just never probably get over that piece of it. But let's get a card from your cousin on the other side. Why do I keep getting these? It's so interesting. Don't be afraid. I got that. And I actually did the cards here. Don't be afraid. So there you go, Danielle, if that makes any sense to you. Okay, Donna Cunning, mini reading, please. You're 327. I really want to be in a relationship this summer. Do you see a man coming into my life soon? So, Donna, you are a 9 of clubs. 9 of clubs comes literally for a soulmate. So certain people, I know immediately, I can tell you without any fooling around here, you definitely will meet somebody. You come in for a soulmate. Now, this is a period of time. With this full moon, I would be putting my intentions. I want them, and not just, you don't want to just meet anybody. It's got to be, do some really great work on yourself too. So you can know your picker works well, because you want to make sure when you pick somebody, it's of a really good, good character, good person, good soul, and really be honest with yourself. Because if you don't, then you're, going down that road again. So pick wisely. And I say that with everybody, make good choices. Please make good choices. I think that is, okay. Bernadette, her birthday is 2/26. I met one of my spirit guides who is a mermaid. I'm able to see spirits like I see real people. I can hear them whisper too. How do I overcome fears? So let's talk about that. Well, first of all, I love mermaids. I love mermaids. I appreciate that you just said that. And I believe they exist. I love mermaids. I always have. 2/26. Okay, so February 26th. I like whimsical like that. I love it. Queen of Clubs. So Queen of Clubs, honey, is very, very psychic. So you'd be very psychic, very psychic. They know what they know. Now, Queen of Clubs has to work on themselves. I'm going to say this in the nicest way possible. Not to be so neurotic. I don't know if you know the term neurotic, like not to have too many fears. And it's great that you're seeing things, but I would be doing things like meditation, calming the brain, doing a guided meditation, because you have a brain that works so quickly that you probably need a guided meditation. And Tai Chi, moving energy would be good for you. Tai Chi, yoga would be really good for you. And all of those things calm you. And the other thing is, if there is a lot of fear, maybe it's time to see a therapist, and a therapist can, ground you, because that's what it sounds like you need, honey. It's like a lot of grounding here. And that's always a good thing. Know thyself, go into therapy, talk about fears. I think and this planet brings on a lot of fears. So I understand that. I do. I get it. So Nancy Connolly, hi, Kellee, 97. Thank you. Is it a good time to heal relationships with siblings? I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes on a big way on that. On 97, and you are a 4 of diamonds. Okay, so 4 of diamonds is all about stability. It's important. And yeah, I would say it's a really good time to heal relationships with siblings. If you can. I really believe that. Yeah, I think you should, if it's possible. Okay, Jane Mendelson Latchford. Hi, Kellee. I've had a very emotionally disastrous day. That's a good word, disastrous. I haven't used that word in a long time. And wondering if I could pull a card for me. Yes, 819. Sorry you've had such a hard day, Jane. I'm telling you, it's been a week, right? It has been a challenge. It really has. 819. Unbelievable. Okay, 7 of clubs. So honey, 7 of clubs is all about overcoming negativity. So just like I was saying before with the last woman, if you could, kind of go inward whenever there's a lot of emotional and there's a disastrous day and there's a really rough day, if you can just sit, the old me would be sitting there going, I got to have a martini. And again, and I really mean this. I used to, tell when I would work with a lot of my people, a lot of therapists, a lot of young therapists, I would say, do you have vodka at home? Do you have ice? Okay, you're good. Because there are some, rough days, right? But now I actually go inward. I make something cold to drink that's non-alcoholic, and I just sit there and I kind of just let everything kind of drain from me. So maybe you can just start doing that. Here's a card for you though, Jane. Your belief. What is your beliefs are right for you. So whatever, I'm not sure what that means, but make your beliefs very positive. Okay. I better be a better shuffler here. Okay, Jerry Drombowski. Kellee, can someone live 1,000 lives during one lifetime? Yes. And thanks for that question. I've been through so much in one lifetime, so many lifetimes it seems. Am I abnormal? Okay, Jerry, seriously, let's talk. I have had more lives in this lifetime. My last name was Katzman. I used to say, how many lives is that? Like 9 lives? I mean, no, yes, you can have 1,000 lives in one lifetime. You bet. Because that means you're growing and changing. And that's a good thing. I swear that's a good thing. So thank you, Jerry, for that question. And are you abnormal? No. And in fact, I don't know what your birthday is, but some birthdays really come in to make great changes quickly. So and in India, what they believe, the belief is that when a soul has that many changes in a lifetime, that the soul comes karmically to and tie up loose ends of things. So think of it like that you took all these other lifetimes and said in this lifetime, fix, or whatever it is, and that's a good sign. That's a good sign. So Vicky Nason, hi, my friend. Kellee, you look beautiful in pink. Thanks, Vicky. Getting my crystals ready. Good. They are going on my windowsill. Great. I know, is Mike excited too? I know he is. So let's get a card from your husband because I have chills everywhere. It's just saying his name, I get chills. Okay. Okay, Vicky. This is pretty funny. And only Mike. I am not dead. And Vicky, that's true. So I have to just say, I mean, some people, and Vicky has been blessed to see this. Her husband has shown up in a cloud. I mean, with his face. I saw the picture. I'm telling you, it was his face. It's unbelievable. So God bless you, and God bless Mike. He has just worked so hard, to get there. It's just so amazing to me. So let's see here. Rudy Salzer. Hi, Kellee. Wonderful to see you. Thanks. I am planning on retirement from my current job in June of 2024. I want to work for myself after that. Do you think it's a good plan? I think it's a great plan. And you're 3-5. I think it's a great plan. And I'll tell you why. 3-5. Let me just, okay. 5 of spades. Oh, perfect. So 5 of spades is all about healing. And so they often are very big healers or in the healing profession on some level. Also, they're here because they want to make big changes in their life. So I love that you plan this because when we get to June of 2024, so let's talk about this. And obviously, as we get closer next year, I'll be talking a lot about this. But in April of 2024, so this April of 2023, we have the solar eclipse. And it's a big one. But April of 2024, we have a large solar eclipse. And this solar eclipse goes across the United States. So it will bring even more change. And it's like this month starts a lot more change for the world. It kind of shakes everything up again. And then when we get to April of next year, OMG, that's a big one because it goes across the United States. And I'll tell you, the last time we had one that went across the United States was August, I don't have the exact date, but it might have been August 17th. I don't know why that comes to my mind, of 2017. And it went right across the United States and right over our farm. So we actually had a little party for it out here. We happened to be, I was visiting here, but we weren't living here full time. And boy, did our lives change, I mean, it's unbelievable. So when an eclipse, a total eclipse goes across wherever you live, expect big change. So Rudy, for sure, that's a good time. It's a long way around Kellee's barn to say, yes, it's a great plan. It is a great plan. So Tracy Hazen Singletary. Hi, Tracy. My husband won't work on his health, mental or physical. It's frustrating to watch. He thinks I nag, but I don't. I changed my health. Will he ever? I don't know. I mean, that's a drag. I agree with that, but he has his own, whatever his own belief system is. What do we say? We can drag a horse to water, but we can't make him drink. Everybody's got their own path and their own way to be. So I think that's the way you have to view this. I think that's, Jesse says, my father has liver cancer. Can you please pull a card for him to see if the doctors will be able to help him? He is a 5 of spades and so am I. And we were both born on May 1st. So let's just say May 1st, very powerful day, honey. These 5 of spades mean healing. I think that he brought that this is going on right now because he's got to come into a spiritual place because all 5 of spades are so deep spiritually. So I just think it's his lesson. I think it's both of your lessons. And here, this is interesting. Let go of the ego. So let go of the ego. And I'd say, let God literally bring healing in all which ways are possible. And everything is possible. I really believe that. If the soul just needs to learn what it is going to learn, because I think that's very, very important here. So let's see. Okay, Sue Lopman, howdy doody from Nevada. Howdy doody from Nevada. 2-5, and you are February 5th, which is a 7 of spades. Okay, we're going to talk about that for a second. We are seen as much opposites of what things have always been. Like if you were born male, should you strive to be female? If you were law and order, now do you want to be a crook? If you, could you explain this? Well, we're going to see a lot of duality. We're going to see a lot of duality. And I think that all the shaking up of the world and all the duality is going to allow us more time to see what's good for us, and not to be judgmental about anything. And it's going to move all of us into a higher place, ultimately, all the duality. You can kind of see past it too. So thank you for that question. So you got it. Thank you, Renee, on April 8th. So this is what I was talking about. Look at that. A total solar eclipse, April 8th. Look at that. And it goes right across the United States. Yeah, bingo. That's going to be a big one. The path of the total solar eclipse. Thanks, Renee, for that. April 8th. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's going to be a big one. And I know a lot of people that actually travel to the different places. But next year, I don't have to go anywhere because it looks like it's going to go right through Wisconsin. Here we go. Anyway, everybody. So Monday, James and I unfortunately won't be here because he's going to be doing his sister's funeral. So please send him a lot of loving thoughts to James and his family. And but I will be here. But we will have a show. We're going to be showing a rerun on that show on Monday night. But I will be here on next Thursday, taking your calls and answering as many questions as I possibly can. All right. So take care, everybody, and enjoy this Passover Easter energy. Take care.
You've been listening to Ask Me Anything, featuring spiritual medium and psychotherapist Kellee White.